You're welcome. You ready? Here goes my one point. Jesus showed up so we can go up. That Jesus showed up so you and I can go. So where is he in the Bible? If you get to verse number 2, you see that when the Sadducees and the keepers of the law, when they started talking about him, they said, this man, hold it right here. Because when they say this man, they're talking about Jesus, but they're giving reference to his humanity. Understand that he was all divinity and also all humanity. He had to take on humanity in order to come down to be with us. So when they say this man, they're talking about Jesus. Okay, this man, Abraham's promise. This man, Isaac's ram in a bush. This man, Jacob's ladder. This man, Joseph's dream. This man, Jeremiah's tears. This man, Ezekiel's wheel in the middle of the wheel. This man, Isaiah's Prince of Peace. Okay, let me give it to you like my grandmama gave it to me. This man, burden bearer. This man, heavy load sharer. This man, waymaker. This man, rock in a weary land. This man, bridge over troubled waters. This man, anybody know this man? Okay, this man, if you're hurt, he's first aid. This man, if you're sick, he's medicated. This man, if you're broke, he's financial aid. This man, if you're hot, he's Kool-Aid. Whatever you need, you can find it in this man. I'm talking about Jesus. So they say, this man, right? And then they say, this man eats with the sinners and with the tax collectors. Understand that he came to seek and to save the lost. Because watch this, sin had all of us bound. And because sin had all of us bound, there was a gap, there was a rift in between us and God. And so Jesus showed up so that he could die in order to bridge the gap between us and God. Because if it had not been for Jesus, we'd have to stay down. But because now we have Jesus, when we should be staying down, we can now go up. I'm done with the sermon. I'll close it right here. There was the sermon title is You're Welcome. I'll close it right here. There was a young man that had wronged his parents and ended up getting sent to jail. And so he gets sent to jail because he had wronged his parents. He had shamed the family name. So he gets sent to jail. Well, time for his parole comes up and he decides to write a note home to his father and to his mother. And so he begins writing the note. And the note says, Mama, Daddy, I'm sorry. I know I messed up. And I know I shamed the family name, but I'm asking for forgiveness, and I'm asking if I can come home. And he says that I don't want to bother you, but I do want to come home, Dad, and Mama, I do want to come home. And if it's okay, and if you'll accept me, and if I can come home, all I want you to do is tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree in the front of the house. And when I get home, if I see that yellow ribbon, I'll know it's okay, and I'll know I can come in. And so the next morning, the young man, he gets paroled, he goes on the train, and he begins to travel home. And as he's traveling home, when he gets closer to the town, he sees the porter. And when he sees the porter, he says to the porter, Sir, I need your help. He says, what is it, young man? He says to the porter, he says, Sir, when we get into town, there's going to be a white house just as we get to town. And in that house, in front of it, there will be a big old oak tree. And I want you to tell me if you see a yellow ribbon tied around that old oak tree. And if you see a yellow ribbon tied around that old oak tree, I'll get off at that stop and I'll go home. But if you don't see a ribbon, don't bother me, and I'll go as far as my money will take me. The porter said, all right, I got you. So they begin to get into town, and the porter comes and he sees the young man who has his head down. And he says, young man, what is it that I'm looking for again? The young man says, sir, you're looking for a yellow ribbon tied around an old oak tree. The porter said, well, son, that's going to be kind of hard to spot because I don't just see one yellow ribbon tied around one oak tree, but I see a yellow ribbon tied around every tree. I see yellow ribbons tied all around the branches. He said, I see a woman wearing a yellow dress with with a yellow hat. I see a man waving a yellow flag with some yellow shoes. He said, I don't just see one piece of yellow, all I see is yellow. Jesus didn't tie yellow ribbon around an old oak tree, but he did nail his blood-stained body to an old rugged cross. And if you ever want to know whether or not Jesus accepts you, all you got to do is look at the cross. Because at the cross, where our first saw the light, and the burdens of my heart rolled away.